Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes down to 2024, the biggest loser all the way around is MAGA. Not only do we have white MAGA out on X having a meltdown and having what they call their online civil war, we got Black MAGA that also lost big when it comes down to Donald Trump. You're looking at three men that actually campaigned for Donald Trump. They spoke out for Donald Trump. You know, we have Mark Robinson, who was running for North Carolina governor, which he had zero chance of winning. North Carolina, get real, man. So anyway, he gets into all kinds of controversy, says all kinds of controversial things. Donald Trump at one point even called him the MLK of, the Republicans. He was MLK, which Mark Robinson actually spoke against MLK. He did not stand for any of his principles. So it did not make sense that Donald Trump would call him MLK on steroids. It made no sense at all, but he did. And then we know he talked about the black community should be paying white people reparations. He said all kinds of crazy stuff. And at the end of the day, he got abandoned by MACA, PACA, MACA, MAGA. Yeah, them folks. So anyway, he got caught up in a corn scandal and called himself a black Nazi. Yeah. So he ended up tanking his own campaign, self-inflicted wound. And of course he didn't win, just like I said he wouldn't. And Donald Trump sure didn't pick him for a cabinet position. Then we have Byron Donald right there in the middle, who was stomping on the campaign trail for Donald Trump. He was just all on daddy's heels. Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that, and cheering for Donald Trump. And then when Donald Trump started picking his cabinets, the very person that went out on that campaign trail for him, he didn't even cross Donald Trump's mind. And Byron Donald also tried to say that the black community was better off under Jim Crow. He was willing to do all of that and still get rejected. No cabinet position for Byron Donald. And to add insult to injury, y'all, he did a speech in New York at a rally, and they played Dixie, a slave song. A slave song as he came onto the stage in New York. And then Byron Donald proceeds to say, "I'm home." And last but not least, we must talk about Tim Scott. Tim Scott that made a complete fool of himself on the stage, almost acting like a Baptist Southern minister. And he repeated his famous line, "America is not a racist country." And he danced and pranced around on the stage for Donald Trump, put on a whole full scale minstrel show for Donald Trump because he thought there was a chance he could be vice president. Y'all, I knew from day one Donald Trump was never going to pick this man as his VP. He jumped up, got married, and everything just for Donald Trump to pick J.D. Vance. And even that's a joke, y'all. If you notice, since the election, the only ones we hear about the most is Elon Musk, Vivek Ramaswamy, and you hardly see J.D. Vance. You see those two more than you see J.D. Vance, his VP. You get used to it because it's probably going to be that way through his presidency, not unless he fall out with Vivek and Elon. You might see J.D. Vance crop up then, but you don't hardly see J.D. Vance. It's almost like he's not even VP. Elon Musk is more of a VP than J.D. Vance. So that in itself is a joke, y'all. But I think this is hilarious. These buffoons went out there and ended up getting a fistful of nothing. And even after they were called out, they tried to go, especially Byron Donalds, not so much Tim Scott and Mark Robinson, but Byron Donalds tried to make the rounds on the news and act like, oh, it's not a big deal. They picked the best ones for his cabinet. And we know Donald Trump picked all them unqualified people for his cabinet, but he was not willing to pick an unqualified MAGA. He was not willing to do that. And he picked, of all people, Herschel Walker to be ambassador to the Bahamas. And he picked another guy for HUD that did not even go out and campaign for him. Oh, yeah. Mm-mm-mm. And these men frequently, especially Byron Donalds and Tim Scott, joined Donald Trump on the campaign trail. And they were reaching out to the black electorate out there and tried to appeal, which none of them can, to black men. And, Donald Trump did get the victory, and he did get probably more black votes than he did when he ran in 2020. He did achieve that, for real. But look at everybody he passed over on this screen, including who's not on the screen, Ben Carson. This time around, no cabinet position at all. Uh-huh. And, and it didn't, Ben Carson tried to say, imply slavery really wasn't that bad. Didn't he do that? Yes, he did. He did. And he didn't get picked for a cabinet position. And wow. And Mark Robinson, he fell flat on his face at the end. What a shame, y'all. What a shame. This year is ending tragically, not only for white MAGA, but also black MAGA. And I don't think Donald Trump feels bad about any of it. That's the thing. I don't think he feels bad about anything, y'all. You sure gonna have to let me know in the comment section. But that little civil war is still going strong out there on X. I think now we're on day 8. And it ain't letting up at all. It it's very difficult when a people have been coddled and nobody has ever spoken bad about them, in a big, on a big platform. Now, we say things on our channel, but usually that pertains to what's going on. If there are certain things happening and we notice it, then yeah, we'll talk about those things, but usually it's on smaller platforms. Now, it's before millions and millions of people. I thought if they got dragged, it would be on a channel here and a channel there, like we've seen, We have seen this, sparingly on channels here and there. But man, when Vivek and Elon decided to insult and drag white MAGA, they did it before millions and millions and millions of people on X. It is so widespread on social media now. I don't think there's anyone breathing that haven't heard about the civil war online between MAGA and members of Trump's cabinet. And to add insult to injury, Trump sided with Vivek and Elon. Hey, if you remember on the campaign trail, Donald Trump said he didn't care about you. He just cared about your vote. I guess he really truly lived up to what he said. Y'all tell me what you think about this video and the snub Donald Trump MAGA, whether black or white, are getting. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.